we already mentioned them a little bit. They actually just made another move the other day. Doesn't move where they are in the loser category. The Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
Big F and losers. I almost dropped an epic F-bomb there. Because it's so disappointing what they did. They didn't make any moves.
I have the exact same loser.
Oh.
The exact
Props to that.
The
Bulls,
exact same loser.
I don't know if it's the GM just sort of getting his footing, but that team didn't do anything of note. They have a lot of guys that are just sort of like, whatever.
They re-signed non-contributors. They re-signed Denzel Valentine.
Yes. They didn't do much.
How long are you going to, keep these guys who are below average NBA players on good contracts, good NBA contracts, when you've got guys in free agency who are potentially much, much better quality players?
I couldn't agree more. And they the big moves they did. So their biggest moves were signing Garrett Temple and Noah Vonleh.
I had the same thing.
It's an embarrassing offseason.
That is very embarrassing.
And
losing your two best defensive players, like Shaq Harrison, who I think is a very underrated defensive player. He's a guy that can go out there, guard pretty much 1 through 4. His switchability is there. He's a guy you can kind of fit into any system. Offensively, he has a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a guy that you would hold on to for his defensive ability. And letting Dunn walk is also questionable.
Hurt your defense.
I think you've got trade partners there for him last season. And if you're going to let him walk away at the end of the season for nothing, like what are we doing?
What are we doing exactly? I just think the team have a fair amount of decent assets, and it's hard to part ways with guys that you kind of like for the future. They might, I think a lot of teams get stuck going, we shouldn't let go of this guy because another team is going to get him and he's going to be good. We need to make him good, like Markkanen.
Yeah.
A guy like Kobe White's young.
Yeah.
But then Lavine apparently was in trade rumors. And there wasn't necessarily a lot of interest, or they may not have found the good.
See, I don't like that
return.
either. I think Lavine's a guy you'd want to hold on to.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I like Lavine's offensive game. I think if you put the right guys around him, he is a potentially very, very, very good scorer of the ball.
He's a highlight reel for sure.
Yeah, and I think his shooting has come a long way. His passing game has come a long way.
Yeah.
So a guy like that is potentially, someone to build around.
Fair enough, yeah. I don't think, I just would have liked to see them, the team is trying to build around the pieces they have, and it's not working very well. They got a new coach.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see them just sort of at least do a semi-blow-up, if not a full blow-up. There's still time. They might still move some guys.
Yeah.
I think Markkanen or Carter are major trade candidates.
Yeah.
To be a piece in a big move, maybe even with Lavine.
I would have thought.
I didn't like the direction of the team.
I would have thought they would have done that before free agency.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have done that to clear cap space, to go into the season as, by far the worst team in the NBA.
Something like that, yeah.
And then, hope that you land one of the top guys. This next draft is huge. 1 through 7, potentially NBA All-Stars. This is going to be a very good draft. And you've done nothing for your roster. You're coming off back-to-back 22-win seasons.
Ugly. Bad coaching, bad everything.
Yeah.
It's hard to generate interest with that type of performance.
The guys that are available, you've got guys like Josh Jackson who, it's Josh Jackson. He was taken. But that's a guy you would think the Bulls would take a flyer on.
Yeah.
Detroit gave him a chance, but I would have liked to have seen the Bulls do more in that space, especially signing Garrett Temple for $5 million. You've got the cap space there to potentially sign guys that, may break out.
Absolutely.
I think Josh Jackson's done, but I think that guys like that at that age are better for your roster than having a guy like Garrett Temple, especially knowing you're going to finish right at the bottom.
Yeah. Josh Jackson, it's still early to say he's done. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would say on the right, if
there's 3 teams now though.
Yeah. If you put him on the right system, I think it's similar to I'm hoping for Wiggins to become something of a number 1 pick in Golden State, but
yeah, we'll see how that one.
Josh Jackson, he's got to step it up a bit.
Yeah.
So that was the losers. You had the Bulls, so there's not much else to say on that one.
No.
The roster's a mess. I mean, just put it that way. Again, like I said, I think they were trying to trade Lavine. They didn't really feel like there was enough return for him, which is fair enough. You're going to want to bargain a little bit when you have a talent like that. You like him to build around. I don't like the direction of the team. I think they should blow it up.
Okay.
Keep a guy like Williams. Keep a guy like Markkanen because you want to stretch guys, stretch forwards. Kobe White, I'm not fussed on at all.
I'll get into Kobe White. I have some notes on Kobe.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I think they are waiting for the next offseason when there's guys that are off contract that can be big free agents. Kawhi's off contract.
Yeah.
Giannis, who I don't think they're landing.
Imagine that.
But the other thing too, Anthony Davis could sign a 1-year deal. That he could go out with the Lakers, win another chip, and then decide to go home to Chicago. So I think that could be where the Bulls are aiming.
That's true, actually.
That could be where the Bulls are aiming. And who knows what could happen in a year. I mean, over a year ago now, no one thought that we'd see Paul George and Kawhi on the Clippers.
No, so you're right. Anything can happen. Although I do think we overrate the hometown thing. Like, there was a lot of buzz when Durant was a free agent. He would go to Washington. I was like, no.
It's never going to happen.
That sort of thing definitely gets overrated.
Even Steph going to Charlotte.
No. Charlotte, that's another topic.
That gets talked about way too much, Charlotte fans. It's not going to happen.
It ain't happening, unfortunately. I'd love to see him there.
I would too, man.
He would bring a lot of excitement to the team.
It'd be great for the game. It'd be great to see him back up, but it's not happening. They've been a basket case for years. Anyway,
And another thing just even on that topic, like you have Hayward and the Pacers. That's a special situation we'll talk about afterwards. But the only team where you actually see hometown affecting or that area, not necessarily a hometown, but the West Coast is LA. Yeah. Guys love to go to LA for obvious reasons.
It's just the
beautiful place. And endorsements, Hollywood, etc.
It's the money.
That's the only place where it's like, hometown, I can see it. Yeah. Charlotte, Indiana, Washington, all these other teams, it's not happening.
Well, small market teams that no one's going to go back there unless they have to.
Yeah.
Pretty much.